Ancestor Group Athletics and Fitness Complex, also known as the Lions Den. For the first time in Lambton College history, we are hosting the OCAA Final Four here in the Den this weekend. Of course, my name is Kevin Ferreira, and I'll be calling the action all weekend long. But with me this weekend is a broadcast partner, former assistant coach of Lambton men's basketball team and current OCAA referee, Matt Rose. Matt Rose, welcome to the team for this weekend.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate the warm welcome. Really excited about the opportunity here, and really seems like the Sarnia community has got behind this Lambton basketball program, and we're really looking forward to a wonderful weekend of basketball.
Oh, absolutely, and you can see it even on our cameras here, a packed den in the house ready to go as we have player introductions here for the Lambton College Lions.
St. Patrick's in Sarnia, 5'9" forward, number 11, Brianna Pretty. From Wallaceburg District, number 12, 5'2" guard, Legacy Blackburn. From Stratford District Secondary School in Stratford, Ontario, 5'11" forward, number 13, Morgan Yapper. And from Wallaceburg, Ontario, from the Wallaceburg District Secondary School at forward, number 14, Brett Fisher. Reagan Holt, the team manager, Jeff Burke, Katie Barnes, Pauline Turner, the assistant coach, and Denise Day, the head coach.
And with player introductions out of the way, we'll get set here for tip-off. A semifinal matchup, the first of two here today. The one later on at 7:30 will be the Algonquin Wolves taking on the St. Clair Saints. But right now, we have the home team, the Lambton Lions, looking to defend the Den one more time here this Saturday against the Niagara Knights as we get set for tip-off here.
Lions looking to book their spot in the OCAA women's basketball final for a second year in a row.
Absolutely, defending silver medalist here as Legacy picks up the second chance here for the Lions, back in the hands of Brianna Pretty, OCAA Player of the Year, and she's showing so why there on the first play here for the Lambton Lions.
Lions start out with a little bit of pressure, looks like a 1-2-2 trap.
And Pretty gets in between that pass, makes it go out of bounds, slows down the momentum here of the Knights. Number 1, Jamira Rousseau, set to inbound here for Niagara. Finds number 22 on the inbound here. Taryn Mitchell back and forth on the pass here. Mitchell trying to get around Maddie Bishop. Can't do so. Passes it to Rousseau. Time winding down on the shot clock here. Last second shot put up by Mitchell and no good, into the hands of Brett Fisher. Legacy coming down the floor now for the Lions. Finds Brett Fisher in the post. Kicks back out to Maddie Bishop, who floats it up and no good, into the hands of Jamira Rousseau on the rebound here for the Knights. Quick action to start off this first quarter.
Lions look like they've switched back into a man-to-man. They started that possession, that first possession last time down the floor in a zone.
And nice finish by Janie Harrison, number 14 for the Niagara Knights. Lambton Lions, second year in a row that they were awarded the OCAA West Division Best Defensive Team.
I think that says a lot about Coach Janine Day.
Absolutely, and that one brings everyone here in the Den to their feet. Maddie B for 3, and once she gets going, she's hard to stop. Nearly intercepts that pass for the Knights.
Yeah, that 1-2-2 trap's giving them a little bit of or a headache or two here to start the game, Kevin.
We'll see if the Knights can get past their defense here. Jamira Rousseau with 5 seconds on the shot clock puts up a 3 and no good, into the hands of the All-Canadian number 11, Brianna Pretty. Finds Legacy Blackbird on the pass. Back to Morgan Goffer for 3. She puts one up, no good, into the hands of number 23 here of the Niagara Knights, Molly Taylor. Mitchell bringing it down the floor now for the Knights here.
Oh, and that's just a defensive miscue there. A little bit of a mix-up between Pretty and Goffer, but it doesn't hurt the Lions.
No, absolutely not. And off the fast break there, and a little shove by the Knights here as Brianna Pretty puts one off the glass for the Lions.
Back into this trap. It's not where you want to pick up the ball in a 1-2-2 trap.
Trying to get around Brett Fisher, and she blocks it. Goes out of bounds.
Yeah, there's no getting around Brett Fisher.
No, she's been a huge difference maker for this team this season.
And just a stalwart there in the paint. Excellent, post defender. Excellent, shot blocker, or at least forcing players to have a second look.
Absolutely, and Brianna Pretty picking up the loose ball here for the Lions. Legacy Blackbird bringing it down the floor now. Legacy finds Maddie Bishop. Bishop trying to find. She finds Legacy Blackbird. Great job on defense, though, by the Knights, keeping them at bay here.
Yeah, couple nice switches on the defensive end. They're going with the man-to-man. And the Knights are out on the break.
Mitchell trying to get around Bishop. No good on the shot there. A little too much off the glass. Pretty picks up the loose ball for the Lions. And Pretty trying to find the lane. Draws a foul instead.
That is just good veteran basketball by Brianna Pretty there. Sees she's got the defender on her back heel. Takes the ball. Slows down. A little methodical. Maybe given the idea of maybe kicking it to the corner. Takes it hard to the basket. Gets in underneath the defender's arm and forces the official to make a call.
Number 3, Emily Van Hoof checking into the game now for the Lambton Lions. But Brianna Pretty, a big difference maker, not only this season, but all 4 years that she's been here, really. And as she makes her first from the free throw line, she is named the OCAA Player of the Year for women's basketball and CCAA All-Canadian, along with being a West Division Player of the Year and West Division First Team All-Star. She has done so much for the team.
For this team, for this program. And again, it's wonderful to see the basketball community in Sarnia. Someone like Brianna who grew up here playing, here on Lakers girls basketball, St. Patrick's High School, and now representing Lambton College and getting accolades on a national level.
Absolutely, she is.
Rebound there by Baith Menard.
And Legacy trying to find Brett Fisher in the post, picked up by the Knights here. Taryn Mitchell going to bring it down the floor now for Niagara. And they're going to call a double dribble here on Taryn Mitchell.
Yeah, a little bit of a pause there. Got the hand up underneath. Yeah, exactly. Could have been a carry, could have been a double dribble. But either way, it's Lions ball.
Absolutely, and I'm really excited here on the broadcast today as an OCAA official. That way we can get a little bit of inside scoop of things going on in the game as Avery Baith Menard draws the foul here in the post for the Lions. Fighting for the ball here.
One thing I will say, Kevin, is what a crowd we have in the building here tonight. I mean, this is, again, fantastic for our basketball community here in Sarnia. Opportunity to host this Final Four and just see our basketball community really get behind these Lions here.
As Baith Menard makes her first from the free throw line. And we saw a pretty packed crowd last weekend when the Lions won their quarterfinal matchup to get here to the semifinal as Baith Menard makes her second from the free throw line. But even more so today, it is a packed house in the Den. Number 14, Janie Harrison. Back to number 3 in the corner, Lackshane. A long pass here, trying to get it across to Rousseau. Brett Fisher getting in the middle of that one, making it go out of bounds here.
Again, just the length of these Lions. The length of the front court between Fisher and Goffer and some of the players off the bench, Baith Menard, Jenna Taylor, it just provides such a difficult look for opposing offenses to really be able to get anything in the painted area.
And we saw even with the Knights, they've been struggling all regular season against the Lambton Lions. 2 losses against the Lions, both on the road and at home. Lions have a 2-0 streak against them. We'll see if they can complete that sweep here in the semifinal today. And I asked the Niagara Knights head coach, Christopher Rao, a little bit before the game, kind of what the thought process was heading into this one. And he said that basically they had to come in with a game plan and execute that plan. Whatever happened in the regular season is what happened, and whatever comes today is what comes. So Niagara Knights coming in with a fresh outlook against the Lambton Lions in this semifinal matchup.
I will say too, Kevin, from a coaching standpoint, from a player standpoint, it's always difficult when you're playing the same team 2 or 3 times. It's always difficult to beat the same team 2 or 3 times. Different looks, tendencies get exposed. So really, like, this is going to be, as anticipated, this is going to be a heavyweight fight.
And Janie Harrison with a big spill on the other end of the floor.
What a pass.
Oh, the crowd wanted the and one, and so did the bench.
Oh, Brett Fisher, what a beautiful look there. Post matchup, has a defender on her back. And again, you almost need to double team her when she gets into that type of position. And she's such a good passer. She's able to find the cutter. And Emily Van Hoof doing what any good wing should do in that scenario and just cut off the big.
Absolutely. Emily Van Hoof named OCAA West Division 6th Woman of the Year. Last year, that award went to number 13, Morgan Goffer. This year to Emily Van Hoof, as she makes her first from the free throw line. Came off the bench this season and averaged 9.9 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, and she's also 3rd in the OCAA from field goal range, and she makes her 2nd from the free throw line as the Knights.
Kevin, I think it says a lot about the program, again, with Janine Day and Emily herself as an athlete. To go from a starter last year on a silver medalist team to move into that bench role this year and take it in stride, no hard feelings, nothing like that, just going out there and playing, and now playing to the tune of 6th Woman of the Year.
Right, the continuation never stopped for Van Hoof as she almost made that basket, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch here by the Knights. Lions retain possession here. And Batty Bishop inbounds here, long inbound to Brett Fisher. Finds her on the other end here. Emily Van Hoof trying to get around the defender and does so. Gets around Lexus Bell.
Great dribble handoff.
And
again, Brett Fisher working the top. DHO to Van Hoof. Van Hoof gets it to go.
And we get our first timeout called here by the Knights. And with that, as a former assistant coach here, before you call a timeout, what's kind of the conversation on the bench?
I think right now for Niagara, it's just trying to get their heads in the game. They've come out. Lambton's given them a few different looks defensively, either a zone, the 1-2-2 trap, man-to-man. Really being able to settle into the offense. 2 points in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the quarter is not a recipe for success. So get into something you like, call the play, draw it up, and hopefully get yourself an easy bucket, be able to build from there. You got to get some stops defensively too. Right now, I think the big issue is Brett Fisher, whether it's passing the ball or allowing her to get good position down low. Those are 2 things that they need to adjust.
And how important is it for the team that called the timeout for them to come out and try to get a good play immediately after? Like, if you don't get a good play, does that kind of bring down the team a little bit?
I would say, yeah, the idea of calling the timeout is to be able to reset and hopefully give yourself an opportunity at an easy basket. Coaches will always tell you the worst thing that can happen after you call a timeout is to have a turnover.
Oh, there we go, and hopefully the Knights able to do something here, and they're going to call a travel here on the opening possession after the timeout by number 7, Destiny Oseda-Waven.
And that's exactly what we just talked about, Kevin, was a turnover after a timeout. Those are things that make coaches lose their hair.
And Maddie Bishop for a long 3, no good on the attempt, picked up by Oseda-Waven here of the Knights. And turnover is the name of the game here for the Lambton Lions. As the West Division best defensive team, they held their opponents and forced an average of 26.6 turnovers per game, which is first in the West Division, and proving so here against the Knights so far.
And that's a good example there, Kevin, of what Niagara needs to do in order to try to claw themselves back into this game is get out on the break. Don't allow them to set up that 1-2-2 trap, slow down your offense. Don't allow the bigs, whether it's Goffer or Fisher or Pretty, to be able to set themselves up down in the paint and be able to help off that the initial drive. Get out on the break, get yourself a clean look, easy look at the basket. They're able to convert 2 on the couple free throws.
Yeah, Jamira Rousseau makes both for free throws here. That puts the Knights up to 4. Lions still lead 15-4 in this OCAA semifinal matchup. Who will punch their ticket to the finals tomorrow afternoon as Goffer puts up a shot and puts it down here for the Lambton Lions.
Morgan Goffer's a special player, Kevin. Watching her obviously over the last 2 seasons here, and she just continues to get better by the game, sometimes by the quarter.
Right.
She's a very special player, and hopefully someone that's going to be here in a Lions uniform for some years to come still.
Yeah, hopefully so. And we'll have the Knights here inbounding. Number 14, Janie Harrison finds Rousseau back into the hands of Lackshane, but back to Oseda Baywin, and they're going to call another travel here on Oseda Baywin.
Just wonderful defense by Brett Fisher, not overselling, understanding that she has good defensive position. Kind of pulled the chair out from underneath the Niagara player there, forcing the travel.
Number 14, Brett Fisher, her first and last year here as a Lions, is a transfer here from Western University, had 4 years at Western and played her first and only year as a Lion here as Pretty puts one down from field goal range. And Brett Fisher, I mean, what could you say about her? West Division second team All-Star, one of 4 players to average a double-double this season in the entire OCAA, averaging 12.3 points a game and 10.9 rebounds a game, which is second in the OCAA.
Special player, and that's a fantastic shot by Oseda Baywin there.
Oseda Baywin puts one down, wanted the foul with it, but refs didn't see anything on that.
Truthfully, I didn't see much there that was worth a call either.
And Maddie Bishop to Morgan Goffer here. Goffer finds Legacy. Legacy Blackbird trying to get around Bell here, finds Brett Fisher. Fisher trying to get around Harrison here, kicks back out to Goffer for a long 2, no good. Into the hands of Griffin Lackshane here for the Niagara Knights. And the Knights come back the other way now, trying to put some more points on the board. 2:26 left to play here in the first quarter. Knights trying to end this one strong and build some momentum in their favor heading into the second quarter here.
Oh, nice little drop step move there.
Nice move by Janie Harrison getting around Brett Fisher, putting one up over on her. And now Maddie Bishop and the Lions looking for an answer here against the Knights. Brianna
Good high screen there by Legacy.
Pretty nearly loses it, but number 10, Lexus Bell, put her hands on it before it goes out of bounds, and we get a substitution on the floor here for the Lions. Number 8, Avery Baith-Menard, and number 22, Taryn Mitchell for the Niagara Knights.
Again, Kevin, just a good chess move there by Janine, taking Brianna off the floor. Or sorry, that was Morgan Goffer that came off. But again, just a good chess move. Knows that Morgan's already got one foul. You don't need her picking up a second one. Last couple minutes of the quarter, you got a little bit of a lead here. So, again, just a good smart move there by the Lions head coach.
And a couple of players in last weekend's game were in a bit of foul trouble too. Played late, and the risk paid off in the end anyway. But yes, good call by Janine Day here as Taryn Mitchell tries to drive in. Great defense by Faith Bernard here.
Again, just excellent interior defense by these Lions. It doesn't seem to matter who's down there, whether it's Fisher or Faith Menard, Pretty, Goffer, whoever it is. Again, just good defensive position, forcing these Knights into some pretty ugly chances or opportunities, you'd say.
Yeah, Lambton Lions doing great on defense. In their last game, the Niagara Knights defeated Fanshawe to get to this one, as Pretty showing off the moves behind the back off the glass.
Beautiful play there off of a horn set, you'd call it. You have your 2 bigs at the elbows. You can run some interior action, and Brianna just took it to the hole on the outside.
Stolen away here by the Lions. Legacy trying to split the defense and draws the foul in the process. Great job by Legacy Blackbird, who had quite the game last weekend against Humber. Legacy Blackbird scoring 14 points, getting 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Was on fire last weekend against the Hawks. And I was going to say, you were mentioning all along about Lambton's defense last weekend. Niagara, they won against the Fanshawe Falcons 75-53, where 62 points came in the paint against the Falcons. And the Lambton Lions doing a good job so far shutting them down in the paint.
Yeah, mitigating that, right, Kevin? And that's the idea. That's the game plan. And that's what you need to do. Eliminate easy opportunities, force teams into, some of those tougher shots, or like I was saying, those ugly chances. And it's what the Lions have been able to do, at least here so far in the first quarter.
Taryn Mitchell now with it, trying to drive in. And they're going to call a charge here
Fantastic play. Yeah, a little bit of communication there by the officials. They both had player control foul there, which is good. They got together, or didn't need to get together, but were able to kind of communicate with each other as far as what that was going to be. Because the worst thing as an official that you want is you're calling a charge and your partner's calling a block, and now all of a sudden you got coaches. They don't understand what's going on, and now the crowd turns against you. So those are things you try to avoid. The crew did a great job of that there.
And Brett Fisher trying to drive in his triple teamed in the post here, picked up by Destiny Oseda-Baywin here for the Knights.
She's been one of the bright stars here. You could say for the Knights here in the first quarter. She's really done some yeoman's work.
Taryn Mitchell finds Oseda-Baywin here. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Knights trying to look to do something with it here. Trying to get around Faith Menard and puts one down here off the glass here for the Knights. Lions still lead 22-10, and the time winding down here at the end of the first quarter.
Great backdoor cut.
Van Hooft all alone. Too much off the glass here. Faith Menard trying to pick up the rebound, but no good into the hands of Oseda-Baywin here for the Knights.
We just mentioned this down the floor, but Oseda-Baywin just seems to be active and involved, and she's really willing this team back into this game right now.
Taryn Mitchell off the glass here for the Knights, puts one down, cuts the lead to 10 as time winds down. Maddie Bishop with a last-second three, and no good, much to the dismay of everyone here in the den, who was hoping for a last-second three here, which I would assume would kind of give a little bit of PTSD here for the Knights, as the first game on the road for the Lions was against the Knights back in November, and it was a last-second three from half court at the fourth quarter by who else but number 11, Brianna Pretty, to kind of squeak out a win on that one.
What a play that was. I mean, that went viral a little bit, you could say. There was some comments and tags or whatnot on the LC Lions social media. That anytime you have a buzzer beater, like you said, Kevin, from about half court, maybe a little further, and you win a game that way. I mean, heartbreaker if you're on the other side of it,
Absolutely.
But what a feeling as a player, whether you're the one who shot it or just on that team. What a feeling, what an opportunity.
And I don't know if you meant to do that on purpose with the music that's playing, but it is what a feeling here.
I wish I was that smart, Kevin.
So far, Lions doing a great job both on offense and defense, ahead by 10 points here at the end of the first. Lions ahead 22-12 in this OCAA semifinal. First time in school history, not only that we're hosting, but also the first time in school history that a team has won their respective division. First in the West, 8th in the country, and 2nd in the OCAA. The Niagara Knights walking into this one 3rd in the West, 5th in all of OCAA. Was 12-4 in the regular season, and as I mentioned, 2 of those 4 losses coming at the hands of the Lambton Lions.
Yeah, Kevin, it's been a fantastic season for both of these teams. As we said earlier, the 2 times that they've met already were both dog fights, and we expected. Although again, 22-12 right now, we know, as experienced people in the OCAA, a 10-point lead is never the end or
No.
never a guaranteed result here. So
You
the
never
Lions
know.
really they really need to lock down here and make sure that Oseda-Baywin doesn't keep this team hanging around any longer than they need to.
Oseda-Baywin with 6 points to her name so far after the end of the first quarter. Number 3 in the corner, Lackshane for 3 and puts one down here for the Knights, and that's the type of opening play that Niagara's looking for coming out to start the second quarter.
The great equalizer's the 3-ball, Kevin. If they can get that going, we may find ourselves in a little bit of a tougher situation and a close game coming down the stretch.
Maddie Bishop forced to put up a shot there. Puts one up, can't get it to go. Picked up by Taryn Mitchell here, number 22 of the Niagara Knights. Mitchell trying to find a way around Maddie Bishop here. Kicks it back out to Lackshane. A long pass to Janie Harrison here. Harrison trying to get around Brett Fisher. Puts one up, no good. And into the hands of OCAA Player of the Year for women's basketball, Brianna Pretty. Legacy bringing it down the floor now. Kicks back out to Maddie Bishop. Bishop to Goffer. Goffer trying to find a lane here. Puts one up off the glass, no good. Brett, though, with the second chance opportunity. And Legacy for 3, no good on that one. Legacy had a few big threes last weekend against the Humber Hawks.
Another great box out there by Oseda-Baywin. ensuring that the team got the rebound and that fast break opportunity, although comes up fruitless.
And Fisher here back into the hands of Bishop. Off this turnover, Legacy puts up a shot from field goal range and puts one down. Great job by Legacy Blackbird here.
We see this 1-2-2 press coming in. Basically, after every make, the Lions will drop back into this.
Janie Harrison finds Griffin Lackshane here. Lackshane trying to find Oseda Baywin, but Pretty breaks up the pass here into the hands of Maddie Bishop now. Bishop trying to get around Lackshane, finds Pretty on the pass. Pretty puts one up from field goal range, no good on the attempt here.
That's a long two, Kevin. You're almost better to just shoot the three at that point.
And a loose ball picked up here by Lackshane into the hands of number 4, Diana Soud for the Knights. Soud trying to get around Pretty. Lackshane for another three, can't get this one to go. Janie Harrison to Taryn Mitchell, as I see, bringing in more chairs here into the den, and a foul being called on Maddie Bishop.
I think what we're seeing here is Niagara's making a concerted effort to really bring Fisher out of the paint, forcing her, coming out further to the three-point line, which is opening some stuff up on the inside and really giving them offensive rebounding opportunities here, at least at the beginning of the second quarter.
And it proves to be beneficial so far. Number 22 at the line, shooting a couple free throws here for the Niagara Knights. Taryn Mitchell misses her first attempt, though, from the free throw line. Lions still up 24-15. With 7:39 left here in the second quarter. Taryn Mitchell can't convert on either free throw, picked up by Brianna Pretty. Legacy Blackbird bringing it down the floor now for the Lions, finds Maddie Bishop. Bishop trying to get around Mitchell here, finds Pretty once again. Pretty and Bishop, quite the duo here in the OCAA. Fisher to Pretty and puts one down.
That's what happens when you got a double team down in the post. You leave open shooters.
And Brianna Pretty with 12 points so far here against the Niagara Knights. Rousseau nearly out of the hands of Taylor here. Taylor puts one down.
Just a nice controlled spin move, left-handed lay-in. Can't ask for much more than that. Just good, solid basketball.
And so far, the Knights still kind of holding the Lions at bay from really running away with this one.
Yeah. They're just hanging around, Kevin, and that's the thing. We know in this game, the longer you let a team hang around,
great job by Goffer there.
More opportunity they're going to have to win it down the stretch. So, again, the Lions really need to get it a little bit figured out here on the offensive end anyways. 4 points in the quarter so far, not enough. And I'd like to see a little bit more action. When they got into that play, had Fisher in the post, kicked back to Pretty for the open shot. This is what we're looking for. Here's that horn set again from the Lions.
Maddie Bishop gets around Taryn Mitchell here, and Bishop here drawing a foul. That'll be another one for the name of Taryn Mitchell here, number 22 of the Knights. That'll be her second foul of the game.
And Niagara got 3 players on the floor right now with 2 fouls. So there may be some substitutions coming, or at least some players having to make some tough decisions on the defensive end to keep themselves out of foul trouble.
Yeah, Taryn Mitchell and Molly Taylor both with fouls to their name as Bishop makes her first from the free throw line. Number 5, Jenna Taylor checking in here for the Lambton Lions as Bishop can't convert on the second free throw here. Oseda Baywin back to Rousseau as the Knights trying to answer here.
Shot clock, yeah, a little bit of a shot clock issue. We didn't get it reset, so I'd imagine they'll put it down to 21, 20. Yep, there we go.
Good call. Thank you for the insight, Matt. I would have been lost last week on that one. I didn't even hear her yell shot clock until you said it. Rousseau bringing it in here now for the Knights. And Emily Van Hooft right there for the rebound. Maddie Bishop finds Legacy on a breakaway. Nice weight there for Legacy, letting the defensive player go by and puts one down off the glass.
Again, the Lions able to get out in transition, find yourselves an easy look at the basket, and convert on a layup.
Mitchell trying to answer back along with the Knights here. Number 10, Bell with it. Back into the hands of Rousseau trying to do a step back here. Number 10, Bell
That's
for
deep.
3. A little too deep there, no good on the shot attempt. Maddie Bishop picks up the rebound here for the Lions. Bishop finds Legacy. Oh, I was going to say, she takes that one with her on that one. Brett Fisher now with the ball. All the way to the other side for Jenna Taylor. Legacy for three. Puts one down this time.
On cue.
Missed her first attempt, but puts it down for the second.
Lions offense finally starting to come to life here in the second quarter.
A big three-pointer for Legacy and the Lions, and they're up 32-17 in the semifinal. As we see waiting in the wings here on the far left, the Algonquin Wolves waiting for their chance to make their appearance here in the den later on against the St. Clair Saints in the other semifinal matchup that we have later on here tonight.
It's going to be an exciting matchup, Kevin. Obviously, the Algonquin Wolves ranked second in Canada in terms of CCAA rankings for women's basketball. So exciting opportunity even for us as commentators to be able to see a team of that caliber.
Oh, absolutely. First in the East, second in the country, as you mentioned, as number 22, Jenna Taylor, fighting that one away from her.
Yeah, Lions dropping back into that zone again. Now, the one thing with zone defenses is it leaves you a little bit exposed to some offensive rebounds. We saw it there, but luckily Taylor was able to get her hands in on that and hold it up.
Brianna Priddy finds the lane, kicks back out to Jenna Taylor. Nearly loses it, picks it back up, though.
Could have had a travel there.
Pretty close on that one. Priddy, though, drives in on the basket.
Oh, what a finish.
What a finish, getting around
What
number
a finish.
6.
Beautiful left-handed spin move, and that is why she is a CCAA
All-Canadian.
All-Canadian.
Shot clock winding down. Ice in her veins is Brianna Priddy, and a nice finish by Oseda Baywin. Or, excuse me, Jamira Rousseau on that finish there.
Rousseau taking that one to heart. That move from Priddy said, anything you can do, I can do better.
And speaking of Rousseau, knocks the ball out of bounds here, kind of slows down the momentum for the Lions. Got another substitution on the floor now for the Lions. Number 13, Morgan Goffer checking back in. And number 8, Avery Bathe Menard. Shout out to Mrs. Menard for the pronunciation correction on that one. Morgan Goffer trying to find Emily Van Hooft off the foot here into the hands of Oseda Baywin of the Knights. And drives in and draws a foul here. I believe that one's going to go to number 11, Brianna Priddy.
And that's the last thing that we need is, as Lions fans, is to get Brianna into any type of foul trouble here in the first half.
Oh, especially in it being OCAA Final Four. You know, a lot on the line here for the Lions. First time they're ever hosting an OCAA Final Four. A lot of pressure here on the Lions. And I've spoke to Janine Day about that in the past, about the pressure. And one thing stays consistent with her when she talks to me about pressure is that pressure is privilege.
And isn't that the truth? And that's the way that it should be looked at, right?
Absolutely.
The idea that this opportunity is here, like you said, tells you that this team's earned its way to this spot. However, we have another long three there.
Yeah, Griffin Lackshane with the finish on the long three here for the Niagara Knights. Puts them up to 22 here. Lions still lead 34-22 with 3:45 left to play here in the first half. Maddie Bishop finds Brianna Priddy now. Shot clock winding down here. Priddy with a tough shot.
What a finish.
Puts one down.
And again, look at Coach Day trusting her player. 2 fouls here in the first half. Letting her play through it. I mean, the last thing you want is for her to pick up 3, but also she is a linchpin to this Lambton team. So what's it worth, taking her off the floor? What does that do to your offense? What does it do to your overall performance on the floor?
Couple substitutions coming in now for the Lions. Number 14, Brett Fisher, and number 12, Legacy Blackbird. And
I think the Lions are going to have to manage the last 3 minutes and 23 seconds here without Priddy. I can't see her coming back in.
And number 14, Janie Harrison with the finish, making that one look easy there for the Knights.
Yeah, that's just a player with length against a player that doesn't have so much. Maddie's got a lot in her game, but unfortunately, the length there of the Niagara player just played to the advantage.
And Bishop saving that one from going into the other hands there of the Knights. Nice rebound by Oseda Baywin. And I believe they're going to call a foul here on number 8, Avery Faith Menard. Will be her first foul of the game. Knights going to keep possession here. Number 14, Janie Harrison, bringing it down now for
Coach
Day.
Coach Day just yelled out some instructions to her players. No more fouls. Reason being, Knights will be shooting the rest of the way. So again, keeping that in mind, the last thing you want to do when you're up is to give a team an opportunity to claw back into the game while not taking any time off the clock.
Absolutely, their fourth team foul on that one more, and they'll be sending them to the line here. Maddie Bishop now for the Lions. Finds Avery Bates-Menard here, puts one up from field goal range, and a little shake, rattle, and roll, and gets it to go down here.
That's the advantage of home court there, Kevin. You know the rims.
Avery Bates-Menard had a big game last weekend against the Hawks, coming off the bench, scoring 7 points, 7 rebounds for her.
Nice move by Harrison there.
Into the hands of 14, though, Brett Fisher. Legacy snipe pass here to Bishop for 3, in and out. And Lions recover here, pick up the loose ball. Bishop now with it here for Lambton. Back to Legacy, Emily Van Hoof trying to get around number 23, Taylor here. Shot clock winding down. Brett Fisher forced to put up a 3, no good on the attempt. Rebounded here by number 14, Janie Harrison.
Yeah, good box out by Harrison.
Oseda
good push. Oseda Baywin. She's been all over the floor. Really been a difference maker for the Knights. Harrison as well. If I were to pick a couple players that's really stood out for me from Niagara so far this half, that'd be those two.
And Bishop finds Brett Fisher. Fisher over to Avery Bates-Menard for 2, no good, in and out on that attempt. And the Knights try to bring it down the other way here with the final minute 22 on the clock here.
Great jump stop.
Nice job here by Oseda Baywin. Couldn't get the shot to fall. Nice recovery here by the Lions, picking it up. Brett Fisher bringing it down the floor. Nice feed to Bates-Menard here, and she draws the foul. Avery Bates-Menard here getting set to shoot 2. And a couple substitutions now in. Number 13, Morgan Goffer checking in for the Lions, as well as number 17, Kate Roth, and number 10, Lexus Bell here for the Niagara Knights.
Yeah, we just see Russo pick up her 3rd foul. That's a tough scenario. Again, similar to what we were talking about with Brianna and trying to save that 3rd one for the second half. It's unfortunate when you see a player of that caliber that is that important to the Knights and their offense. Take a 3rd one here with a minute 7 left in the first half.
Absolutely, and Bates-Menard converts on both free throw attempts from the line, and with 3 fouls already to their name, there's still a lot of basketball left to be played here. As the Knights bring it down here, number 3, Griffin Lackshane finds number 22, Taryn Mitchell, with the final minute here of the first half of this semifinal matchup in the OCAA Final Four weekend. Loose ball here picked up by the Knights. 5 seconds on the shot clock here. Taylor trying to find somebody here, finds Mitchell. And I believe that was a shot clock violation, but the Lions had possession of the ball. Morgan Goffer on the other end.
Ooh, cut out a foul down there.
No good on that attempt. Hits the side of the backboard here and into the hands of the Knights here. Lexus Bell with it now to Kate Roth. Roth finds number 23, Molly Taylor in the post. Taylor trying to get around Goffer.
It's a good call. It's a good call. She got her on the hand. Excellent play by the Niagara Knights there. Again, I think Taylor had one of those drop steps earlier in the game, was able to finish with the right, and she comes back again and is rewarded with a foul call.
And Goffer getting her first foul of the game, going to send number 23, Molly Taylor, to the line to shoot 2, and she misses her first attempt at the line. 23.7 seconds left here on the clock. There will be no shot clock here after this one. And she puts down her second attempt from the free throw line. Brett Fisher and the Lions looking to have the final possession here of the first half. Legacy Blackbird with it now for Lambton. Finds Morgan Goffer.
High screen there by Fisher.
Kicks it out to Bishop. Avery Bates-Menard here puts one down from field goal range. And the Knights trying to have one more shot here before the end. And Goffer got a hand on that one. And that'll be it for the first half here. The Lions up 42-25 as we head into the half. And we'll be right back here with the second half after this break. Don't go anywhere. More semifinal action coming up soon. And welcome back to the second half of OCAA semifinals here in OCAA Final Four weekend being hosted at the Cester Athletics Fitness Complex here in Sarnia, Ontario, also known as the Den. My name is Kevin Ferrer, and we are back here with Matt Rose after the break here as the Niagara Knights and the Lambton Lions continue here. Lions ahead 42-25, and here we go kicking off the second half. As coming back into this game as a former assistant coach, what are kind of the conversations that are had in the locker room there?
I think if you're on the Knights side, you're looking at it as an opportunity where they played probably 4 really good minutes of basketball in that second quarter, and then 4 minutes of not so good basketball. So it's about maintaining a level of consistency. You gotta, when you're looking at a game like this, almost 20 points, 17, it's gotta be one possession at a time. You gotta score and get stops, one possession at a time. You're not thinking about the entire deficit, you're just thinking about how do you win on each individual play. On the Lions side, it's just continuing to execute and being able to, take some time off the clock while simultaneously continuing to run your offense.
Thus far, the Lions have led the entire way against the Niagara Knights. The Niagara Knights haven't been able to build so much momentum here to get a lead against the Lions. Number 23, Molly Taylor, trying to get around Legacy Blackbird. Time winding down on the shot clock here. Loose ball picked up by Morgan Goffer, number 13 for the Lambton Lions. And here comes Maddie Bishop, who had 5 assists and 2 rebounds with 4 points in the first half against the Knights. Knights pick it up, though. Osada Baywin with the breakaway. And no good on the attempt by Osada Baywin here, who were one of the 2 outstanding players in the first half for the Niagara Knights. She had 8 rebounds with 6 points, as well as number 14, Janie Harrison, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 6 points to their name heading into the second half here against the Lambton Lions.
I think Osada Baywin probably wishes she could have that one back. Just a little bit of lacking some moxie there with the finish.
And stolen away here by the Knights, number 4, Diana Soud here putting up a shot, and it's good. Around the rim it went. And down for the Niagara Knights here.
For all the good that Brett Fisher's done on the defensive end for the Lions, she has been held in check so far offensively. 0 points in the first half, and it seems like every time she gets the ball in the post there, she's getting a double team.
Yeah, the Knights doing a great job at shutting them down in the paint here for the Lambton Lions as the Lions get a foul called here. Foul called on number 22, Taryn Mitchell. That'll be her 3rd foul of the game, and we talked about it a little bit in the first half's foul trouble. And another foul to her name this early on in the third quarter. She's taking a seat for the time being.
Yeah, and it goes back to Niagara having kind of a short bench. Obviously, your rotations are going to shorten up, when you get this deep into the season. However, having a short bench and only using 7 or 8 players in the first half, when you get some people into foul trouble, you may have to call some names down the bench that maybe haven't been in the game yet, aren't ready, or just players that you wouldn't ideally want to play in these types of scenarios. But that's what's going to happen for these Knights as they continue to find themselves in foul trouble.
And despite not them having a very deep bench here for the Knights, it is still tied on bench points here after the first half. Each team with 12 points apiece with players coming off the bench here. As Maddie Bishop inbounding here for the Lions into the hands of Goffer now. And they're going to call a travel on Morgan Goffer, much to the delight here. Number 4, Diana Soud of the Knights, a turnover here by the Lions.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff the Lions need to stay away from, unforced turnovers. Again, that's how you can keep teams in games. And the idea with the experience that this team has is to be able to execute and beat the teams that you need to beat or that you should beat. And the more that you have those unforced turnovers, the more you keep teams around.
A steal here by Brett Fisher, number 14 for the Lions here. A forced turnover and a long 2 by Maddie Bishop here.
Talk about a quick release, Kevin. I mean, that ball was barely in her hands.
A quick catch and shoot here from Maddie Bishop of the Lions. And Molly Taylor and the Knights looking for an answer here after the long 2 by Maddie Bishop. Janie Harrison and out of bounds. Morgan Goffer got a hand on that one, kind of trying to slow the play down. And then off this inbound here, only 9 seconds to work with on the shot clock for the Knights here.
Lions are going into a zone here. on the inbound play down below.
Emily Van Hoof, number 3, checking in here for Morgan Goffer for the Lions.
Yeah, at these levels, it's common to see the zone used in this scenario as you keep away from that exact play there. Open cutters down the middle of the lane, easy baskets.
5 seconds on the shot clock and nearly an over and back here, but 1 second. Did she get it off in time? Doesn't matter. Comes off the glass and into the hands of number 14, Brett Fisher here for the Lions. Legacy Blackbird.
Fisher was wide open on the roll there. We didn't see her.
Maddie Bishop for 3, no good on the attempt. Pretty tried to save that one. Nearly dove into the Algonquin Wolves, who are waiting there for their turn at the semifinal. Later on tonight, as they take on the St. Clair Saints at approximately 7:30 p.m. We'll be back on the call with that one as Bishop gets in between the pass on that one for the Lions.
Great pass by Maddie there. I thought she was going to shoot it initially, and I was okay with that shot, but I mean, why not make it easy and hand it to Van Hoof for the layup?
Feeds it to Emily Van Hoof with the finish for the Lions here, and Janie Harrison now to Molly Taylor, and another steal here by the Lions.
This 1-2-2 trap. It's kind of going in spurts with these nights. You know, they're able to handle it for a few minutes, and then it really gets to them for a few more, and we're in the middle of it getting to them right now here in the third quarter.
And number 8, Avery Baith-Menard checking in now for the Lions, as well as number 1, Jamira Rousseau. Lions starting to cook here early in the third quarter. And Maddie Bishop inbounding to Brett Fisher.
Good call. Good call. Brett has the right to her space, the cylinder, as we like to call it in FIBA. And we just had a player come in over the back, take away that opportunity. And that is a call, a textbook foul call every day of the week.
Emily Van Hoof loses it on that one. Jamira Rousseau had a hand on it.
We might have an unsportsmanlike, and we do. Yeah, that's just not smart basketball. It's a poor reaction to a turnover, leads to an unsportsmanlike foul. I would say that's probably a C3 unsportsmanlike, which is to stop a play in transition.
Okay.
And we're getting 2 shots on the ball for the Knights, which is exactly, again, what you don't want to do. And you can see Coach Day maybe giving Emily a little coaching there, we'll say. That's a coaching moment, as we'd like to call it.
Emily Van Hoof with the foul for the Lions, giving the 2 free throws here to Janie Harrison and the possession to the Knights here. As the Knights get ready here to have possession once again. Number 4 getting ready to inbound here, Diana Soud. Lions still lead 46-29, but the Knights slowly have started to, I was just about to say, close the gap here, but Purdy doing a great job getting in between the pass, even though she goes out of bounds. Still making them think about every possession, every pass that they do here.
Yeah, the active hands of the Lions, this 1-2-2.
Jamira Rousseau to Janie Harrison for 3, no good on the attempt. Brett Fisher is there and nearly goes out of bounds, but saves herself on that one. Able to keep her balance in bounds here. Maddie Bishop now with it for the Lions.
Well, we got a technical foul. Technical foul, looks like it'll be on Oseda Baywin.
Did you see what happened there on the floor? I missed it on that one.
It would have been some sort of interaction. Obviously, if we're going with the tech, that means that it's non-physical, so no contact there. It was probably either directed towards, I think, Pretty was in the area and or the official themselves. And
okay.
Just issue a tech. 1 shot and then point interruption, so it'll be Niagara ball in the front court.
And Maddie Bishop converts there off the technical foul by Oseda Baywin of the Knights.
Lambton ball front court.
And now Lambton has possession here once again. Tit for tat here between the Knights and the Lions here on foul calls. And Maddie Bishop finds Emily Van Hooft. Van Hooft trying to get around Rousseau here. Now into the hands of number 11, Brianna Purdy. Brett Fisher back to Bishop. 5 seconds on the shot clock here. Bishop finds a lane, floats one up, and no good on the attempt. Picked up by number 23, Molly Taylor of the Knights.
Yeah, a little lackadaisical corralling that rebound there. Ball hit the deck, and it seemed like nobody wanted it for a second.
And thought she was trying to go around the back, maybe loses control of it. Purdy picks up the loose ball here for the Lions. Van Hooft feeds it to Menard, and no good off the shot here off the glass.
Yeah, tough play there. Van Hooft kind of stopped running. Pass got a little bit in front of her from Purdy, which was a good look. She was able then to turn around and get a good look for Beth Menard, but unable to go.
Halfway through this third quarter, Lions still ahead here by 18. And no good on the three-point attempt here by the Lions. Fisher picks it up to Beth Menard. Maddie Bishop. Bishop trying to get around number 4 here, and she's going to draw a foul as she goes in.
Yeah, great call, great play by Maddie there. Knows she's got the defender on her back. Gets in underneath her, takes advantage of the size, and forces a foul call. And
number 3.
Maddie's a fantastic free throw shooter. Hopefully she can take advantage of these 2 opportunities here.
And Maddie Bishop makes her first from the free throw line. She is shooting 66.7% from the free throw line, to your point, in the regular season, and so far makes her first at the free throw line here against the Niagara Knights.
This also puts Niagara into the penalty situation again, so Lions are going to be shooting the rest of the way. When you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left, that's a lot of basketball to be played, given the Lions free throws rest of the way.
And Lions ahead with a huge lead right now against the Knights. 20 points. Janae Harrison with a 3 and puts one down. As soon as I said 20 points, they cut it down to 17. Still a sizable lead here for the Lions, but still trying to pour it on, and Knights trying to.
A little bit of a back and forth battle.
Exactly, yes.
Where we started this quarter was 17 points, and
Maddie Bishop, nice step back there with the finish.
When that shot gets going, Kevin, it's
hard to stop her.
It is.
Yeah.
Hotter than a nuclear reactor. Something you know quite a bit about.
A little bit, yes. And a kickball foul here off the Niagara Knights, it looks like. A couple substitutions coming in. Number 22, Taryn Mitchell, and number 13, Morgan Goffer, along with Brianna Pretty, number 11 for the Lambton Lions. 3:45 left to play here in the third quarter. Lions still in a good spot here on home court in OCAA Final Four weekend. And the first semifinal matchup here tonight, Legacy finds Maddie Bishop, who finds a lane, floats one up.
Great shot, great
off
play.
The back of the rim, though.
She looked a little frustrated with herself. I think that's one she normally makes.
And nice job by Morgan Goffer getting between the play there on defense. Was basically a wall in front of Taryn Mitchell as she was trying to drive down the court here for the Knights. Janie Harrison set to inbound here.
Oh, what a play.
Off Beth Menard.
Heady move. That is, again, if the Lions are going to play that 2-3 zone back to the inbounder, play it off their back and give yourself an opportunity for an easy bucket. And instead of the bucket, she gets 2 from the line here.
Janie Harrison trying to pull some tricks off the inbound, trying to get it off of number 8 of the Lions, Avery Beth Menard, and gets a foul in the process. Number 17 checking in now for the Knights, Kate Roth, as Janie Harrison, number 14, gets set here from the free throw line. And she makes her first in this packed house here in the Den. I tried to get in attendance at the halftime, and I got an approximation of about 1,000 people because we had to bust out some extra seats on the sideline here, and the bench.
Did we ever?
Yeah, so
again,
packed house here today.
Just wonderful to see our community getting behind basketball and you know, our basketball community here being rewarded. So fantastic opportunity for our college. We have a shot clock issue again. I think we're going to reset. It'll be about 21 or 20. Same that we did the last time.
You said 20 last time, and it's 20 again here on the shot
clock.
clock.
Here we go again. Yep. Our wonderful shot clock operator, Mike Wiedemeyer, who's a SABO representative, which is a Sarnia Association of Basketball Officials, a man who dedicates his time to the craft here. So looks like he might be getting a little bit trigger happy.
It's a big weekend.
Yeah,
you know,
we're all a little jittery.
Yeah, exactly. Now Legacy Blackbird, number 12, to Brianna Pretty here for the Lions. Maddie Bishop now kicks back over to Brianna Pretty, nearly loses it, does so. Back into the hands of number 23. Now Taryn Mitchell with it. And Pretty loses it on one end, picks it back up on the other, steals it back away here for the Lions. Goffer, pull-up jumper, no good on the attempt, into the hands here at number 3, Griffin.
Brianna's out there looking like a whirling dervish, Kevin. She's just all over the place.
Brianna Pretty proving to not only Sarnia but everyone watching why she is the OCAA Player of the Year for women's basketball and a CCAA All-Canadian here this afternoon. Pretty with 16 points to her name. Maddie Bishop now for the Lions. Bishop back to Pretty. Pretty trying to get around number 23 here, is double teamed in the post. No good on the attempt. And they're going to call a travel here on the Knights off the rebound. And
that's just good pressure from Brianna. Sees the opportunity. Niagara player comes down with the rebound. Instead of letting her just be able to put it on the deck immediately and start the offense, Brianna gets in there, uses that high energy, and creates a turnover.
And now a travel called on Brianna Pretty off the inbound.
A turnover leads to a turnover.
Seems to be that way so far here. Number 14, Brett Fisher, checking into the game here for the Lions. And now number 22, Taryn Mitchell, bringing it down now for the Niagara Knights here. Mitchell trying to get around Maddie Bishop.
Niagara using that horn set now. Zone beater here.
Janie Harrison finds a lane, drives in. Oh, and a little bit too much on that shot. Shook around the rim a bit, went out of bounds.
Yeah, they're really having trouble with that Lions zone. Again, trying to use those two high post players and then drop into a triangle and overload the one side, but unfortunately it's just not going their way, and the Lions defense has been stellar.
Brianna Pretty finds a lane, kicks it over to Faith Menard, and she gets the N1 called for Faith Menard, number 8 of the Lambton Lions. Everyone in the den here is pumped. She's going to go to the line for a chance at a three-point play here for the Lions. Minute 52 left in the third quarter. Lions still lead 53-34. We have a conversation here between the players and the head coach of the Niagara Knights, Christopher Rao.
Faith Menard going for three the old-fashioned way, Kevin.
And it converts on the three-point play here, does Faith Menard, number 8 of the Lions. Niagara Knights looking for an answer here.
There's that 1-2-2 trap again.
Janie Harrison finds Blackshane in the corner, but the extra pass to number 22, no good on the three-point attempt. Second chance, though, for Taryn Mitchell, no good on the second chance attempt, and Pretty with the smart play, letting that one go out of bounds. Number 1 getting set here to check in, Jameer Rousseau for the Niagara Knights.
I believe Rousseau's got some foul trouble going on herself, 3 fouls, so she'll have to be careful here. You don't want to get that fourth before we get to the fourth.
Exactly. And Legacy Blackbird, Emily Van Hooft. Minute 21 left here in the third quarter in this semifinal matchup. One of these teams will punch their ticket for tomorrow for the gold medal game held here in the den. The other will play in the bronze medal game.
Niagara dropping into that zone now. See what the Lions are able to do.
Lions looking inbound here. Legacy finds Emily Van Hooft, but
tough pass.
That was a long pass. Yes, Jameer Rousseau, nice conversion there off the steal on the other end. It's a tough inbound for the Lions.
2-3 zone here.
Lions.
Niagara flashing.
Faith Menard double teamed in the corner here. Final minute of the third quarter. Nice feed by Pretty. Finds Van Hooft in the post, and she finishes off the glass.
Again, the patience to be able to find the cutter there. Open look, layup. Again, the overloads in the zone, it will be there. You just have to have the patience and the moxie to be able to wait that out.
Kate Roth finds Janine Harrison. Back to Jameer Rousseau.
That's a great play by Rousseau there.
Too much on that one, though, off the back of the rim into the hands of Van Hooft, now to Pretty. Legacy finds Van Hooft off the quick transition here.
Swing.
Pretty for 3, banks it in.
The bank is open.
Pretty.
It might be 6 o'clock on a Saturday, Kevin, but those are banking hours in the Lions' den.
Pretty making it look pretty, and she steals it away for the last few seconds here on the shot clock. No good on that attempt. Pretty trying to go for a couple more before the end of the third. And the Lions lead 59-36, heading into the fourth and final quarter here in this semifinal matchup in the den. And you know, it's always a good time when Pounce is in the house.
And at this point, Kevin, I think the game's gone to a point where, for the Lions anyways, it's about game management. They're 23 points up. Niagara scored 36 all game, so it'd be one heck of a fourth quarter output if they were able to make up that deficit. But at the same time, it's about making sure that we're keeping this game in control. We're not allowing, Niagara opportunities to find themselves back in the game. And two, continue to execute, continue to run things efficiently and at a high level in order to, again, hopefully better prepare ourselves for, the coming games this weekend.
Now, do you think it's a strategic point when both teams haven't used a timeout in the third quarter, especially with an important game of this caliber heading into the fourth?
I am slightly surprised maybe that Niagara didn't use one. I think the flow of the game played into Lambton's hands in that third quarter. So I'm not surprised at all that Coach Day didn't decide to use one there in the third. But I am a little bit, I shouldn't say shocked, but a little bit concerned, I guess, that maybe Niagara didn't choose to use one, especially when Lambton went on a little bit of a run there closer to the end of the third. So we'll see. But this Niagara team, they've dug themselves a bit of a hole, and they're going to have to try to find their way out of it.
Yeah, the Niagara Knights trying to build some momentum here to start this fourth quarter as we see a packed house on hand here for this semifinal matchup here. For the first time in Sarnia, Ontario, we are hosting the OCAA Final Four, this being the first semifinal matchup of two here tonight. A little bit later on at approximately 7:30, we'll see the Algonquin Wolves from Ottawa take on the St. Clair Saints from Windsor. In the second semifinal matchup, we'll see which teams punch their ticket to the gold medal game tomorrow and the bronze medal game happening here in the Den once again as we get underway in the fourth quarter. Knights with the ball, Jameer Rousseau, and the Knights trying to build some momentum here to try to get ahead in this fourth quarter. And Oseda Baywin draws a foul here. That'll be Brianna Pretty with the foul.
Good start for the Knights for what they're trying to do. Again, opportunity to get points on the board while the clock's stopped.
And that's the third foul for Brianna Pretty as well, who has been a huge player here for the Lions, not only in this game, of course, but all season. But she has 19 points to her name against the Knights heading into this fourth quarter. And Oseda Baywin converts here on both free throws to start this fourth quarter for the Niagara Knights. Legacy now double teamed by the Knights. Finds Maddie Bishop on the pass. Now to Brett Fisher, back to Pretty here, but Jameer Rousseau all over Brianna Pretty here.
I think we can expect that basically for the rest of this game. Niagara's going to need to get some stops, going to need to get some turnovers. We're going to see some pretty active hands on the Lambton players.
Shot clock winding down here, and that one didn't get off in time, and that'll be a shot clock violation here by the Lambton Lions. So a couple free throws for the Knights, turnover here by the Lions. This is a good start here for the Niagara Knights, and with that, we get a timeout called.
It's the recipe for success, Kevin. We were talking about it at the quarter. Again, we were talking about it at half as well, taking it one possession at a time. You just need stops, and you need scores. And that's what this Knights team is going to have to try to do here over the next, we'll say, 9 minutes or so.
And we talked about the timeouts too briefly in between quarters, and right there, right at the start of the fourth, Lions using their first timeout here in the fourth quarter early on. They'll have 2 left, and the Knights still have all 3 to their name here in this fourth quarter. And it's going to be a scrappy fourth quarter if I had to predict one.
Yeah, you're right there, Kevin. As we said, we can expect that the Knights are going to come out. They're going to be really active, especially with their hands defensively. And again, I think that was a great move by Coach Day there. Take the timeout, rally the troops, maybe swing the momentum. Once it starts to swing in Niagara's favor like it did on the first few plays of the quarter, you really want to slow it down and make sure that we're all on the same page here. Looks like they're coming out in the 1-2-2 trap again, and see if you can turn them over. It's what their recipe for success has been so far in this game.
One thing I always notice with the Lions, anytime they call a timeout, they're always the first ones back on the floor. And I think that's just kind of get into their opponents' heads.
And there you go. I mean, that's exactly what Coach Day wanted from that timeout. Timeout, you set up the defense, and you get a turnover.
And now Maddie Bishop and the Lions here. A full court press, though, and I was going to say.
That is an absolutely terrible place to get the ball. Trapped between the end line and the sideline and 2 defenders. That is exactly what a defense, a full court press, a trap, that's exactly where they want the Lions to pick up the ball.
And now the Lions trying to get something going here. Legacy Blackbird and into the hands of Janie Harrison here of the Knights. All alone is Jamira Rousseau. Pretty beat her on defense here, but she paused for a second here. Great job by Jamira Rousseau with the finish. Now the Lions kind of struggling to get out of the blocks here. Brianna Pretty with a long pass to to Goffer, trying to go for the extra pass to Brett Fisher. Knights get their hand in the way here to intercept the pass. Oseda Baywin and Maddie Bishop fighting for it. She gets pretty scrappy herself, this Maddie Bishop for the Lions.
And you know what? The Lions are getting a little bit of a taste of their own medicine in terms of this trapping defense. It's causing them some problems. They got an opportunity there where, Fisher's wide open under the basket, can't get her the ball. We got a turnover again, so we'll see.
And
Lions
another one
really having issues with this here, so we'll see if they're able to remedy it. I mean, Janine's already taken a timeout here. The idea is to have those two in your pocket for the under two, but we might be looking at another opportunity for Coach Day to set something up because there's been some issues with this trapping defense by the Knights.
Jamira Rousseau now with it for the Knights, and Griffin Lackshane for three from deep range, and she puts it down. A huge three here for the Knights to try to cut this lead down by the Lions. The Knights have not led at any point in this game. Lions have kind of run away with this one. And now Maddie Bishop thought about it from three, takes a little step, puts one up, and no good on the attempt. Janie Harrison picks it up now for the Knights. Back over to Griffin Lackshane to try to pile on some more offense here against the Lions. Number 10, Bell with the three, no good.
Knights on a 6-0 run right now. Lambton looking to answer here on this possession.
Legacy Blackbird with it now for Lambton. Legacy finds Brianna Pretty to Bishop in the corner for three. And I was going to say that's usually her spot, but no good on the attempt.
That's the shot you want if you're Janine Day. Maddie Bishop in the corner.
And Jamira Rousseau now with it back to Janie Harrison. Harrison's been huge here for the Knights, but stolen away by Legacy. Great job getting in between the pass between Harrison and Oseda Baywin here as she forces the turnover here off the steal. Maddie Bishop now with it. Finds Pretty, puts it up, and no good on the attempt. And so far the Lions cold here on offense to start off this fourth quarter in this semifinal matchup. Number 22 checking in, Taryn Mitchell for the Niagara Knights here.
Lions going to look to set something up offensively.
Great game plan here by the Knights, though, coming out into this fourth quarter. I talked with Christopher Rao, the head coach of the Knights, and he said game plan and execute, and so far they're doing that here in the fourth quarter.
Not much else needed to be said, Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely not. Goffer tried to put up a three, in and out on that attempt, into the hands now of the Knights as they slowly chip away here at this lead by the Lions. Janie Harrison now, shot clock winding down. Taryn Mitchell with the ball. Off the glass it goes, no good, into the hands of Oseda Baywin. Third chance attempt, and this time Taryn Mitchell puts it down here off the glass.
And maybe some tired legs by the Lions there. No box out attempts or opportunities. And led to a couple second and third chances, I guess you could say, that led to a basket for the Knights. So Lambton going to need to figure that one out defensively.
And Morgan Goffer draws a foul on this one. She'll go to the line to shoot a couple free throws here for the Lions. Lions scoreless thus far here in the fourth. And we get a couple substitutions coming in now for the Lions. Number 3, Emily Van Hooft. And waiting in the wings here is number 8, Avery Bates-Menard for the Lions.
For the shooter, so that'll be, she'll be coming in for Morgan there.
As Goffer gets set here and makes her first attempt at the free throw line. First point scored here for the Lions in the fourth quarter. And she puts up the second as well. And here comes Avery Bates-Menard here for the Lambton Lions. And now the Knights trying to pile on some more here against the Lions. Jamira Rousseau with it now. Back to Griffin Lackshane. Lackshane thought about it one way, went to Rousseau, and Bishop right there.
That's a fantastic play by Maddie Bishop. Never given up. Rousseau drives in for the help, drives into the help, and Maddie's able to get her mitts on that.
Rousseau inbounding here for the Knights. Thought about it from three-point range, did Lackshane. Oseda Baywin drives in
That's
inside.
a great play.
Got around number 8 and Pretty fighting for it.
The only thing that I would have liked to have seen there was Oseda Baywin finish with the left. She finished with the right. It puts her a little bit tighter to the rim, makes it harder to try to get that ball up on the glass in the square, be able to drop down and in when you use your right hand like that. So I do think, and now might not be something she's as comfortable with, but if she was able to use her left there, she probably finishes that play.
And Brianna Pretty taking a seat for the time being. Morgan Goffer checking back in here for the Lambton Lions. And now the Knights, Jamir Rousseau waiting to inbound here for Niagara. Lions still ahead 61-44, nearly halfway through this fourth and final quarter here in the semifinal matchup to figure out who will play in the gold medal final tomorrow afternoon. And Lackshane with a 3.
That's a tough shot.
And
no
good on the attempt there. Maddie.
I don't necessarily think that that's what Niagara's drawing up to try to get themselves back into this game.
Now Goffer to Brett Fisher. Faith Menard with a deep 3 and in and around, off the glass and in.
Yeah,
great job by Faith Menard.
Just a 2 there, just a 2 by the official, but yeah, we were right close. We've had a few of those tonight, Kevin.
Absolutely, from deep range, just foot slightly over the line. Oseda Baywin trying to drive inside, kicks back out to Lackshane. Mitchell for 3, no good on the attempt. Oseda Baywin there for the second chance. Mitchell and Faith Menard.
There by Faith Menard.
She draws a foul. That'll be her 3rd of the game against the Knights. Couple of players in foul trouble here for the Lambton Lions. Number 11, Brianna Pretty, and now number 8, Avery Faith Menard for the Lions, as Taryn Mitchell gets set here to shoot a couple free throws for the Niagara Knights.
Much to the chagrin of our in-house music operator, didn't believe that one was a shooting foul, and I can't say I disagree with him. I thought that was on the floor myself, but what you're taught in FIBA, Kevin, is in a play like that, if they're on the gather or if you're 50-50 whether the gather was happening or not, is to go to the shots.
As Taryn Mitchell converts here on both free throw attempts for the Knights. Puts them up here against the Lions. Lions still lead 63-46 halfway through this fourth quarter. Brett Fisher saving it from going out of bounds, and Bishop with a deep 3. Wide open, no good on the attempt. Oseda Baywin now for the Knights, bringing it down the other way, trying to get around Bishop. Oseda Baywin, much to the chagrin, like you said, of the crowd, thought it was a travel.
Wanted to travel there, but I think that's just good footwork by Oseda Baywin.
Jamira Rousseau now for 3. No good on the attempt after a collision in the paint here. I think Emily Van Hooft and one of the Knights players collided here, and we get a trainer on the floor. And as always, per OCAA rules, we cannot show an injured player on the floor, so we have the camera panned away at the moment. But right now, I believe it's number 22, Taryn Mitchell, that's on the floor right now for the Knights being attended to. Looks like it's her right ankle that she's having a hard time with.
Yeah, sometimes those collisions, again, basketball, it's a contact sport. Things happen. Sometimes non-contact things lead to injuries as well, but I think you just got 2 girls tangled up there, and it looks like our Niagara Knight there took a little bit of the worst end of that as opposed to Emily Van Hoof.
Yeah, it looks like it's her left ankle that she's holding on to there for number 22, Taryn Mitchell of the Niagara Knights. We'll take some time here as she's on the floor in quite a bit of pain here from what it looks like. So take a little quick pause here in action. 4:39 left to play here, and this is something you don't want to ever see in a semifinal, no less.
No. Again, you want players to be healthy, be able to play the entire weekend, take in everything that's happening. She does look like she's up and is, kind of explaining to the trainers what the injury is. So. Hopefully it's not anything too serious. Maybe some ice, some recovery, some physio, and be back on the floor ready to go tomorrow. But I think we've probably seen the end of
Taryn Mitchell
here for this evening anyways.
And a great crowd on hand applauding her as she gets help to her feet here off of her left ankle, though. It looks like she can't put any pressure on it.
That's
she has
sad.
2 trainers helping her to the sideline here.
when
Yeah,
we come back in, it looks like we'll be Lions ball coming in. I think the shot, which the two girls got tangled up there, I believe it touched one of the stanchions up top, out of bounds there, so we'll be Lions ball coming in.
And we expected some fierce play here in the fourth quarter. It's always a shame to see a player go out, though.
Of course. And we'll see how the Knights are able to respond with that. Again, we talked about them having a short bench there, so being able to respond to some adversity here.
Yeah, and a travel called by Osada Baywin coming off the inbound for the Niagara Knights. It was stolen away, Lions ball stolen away by the Knights, and now into the hands once again of the Lambton Lions. 4:34 left to play here in the fourth quarter.
An opportunity for the Lions to remain under control. Easily break the 1-2-2 there, that's nice. Use your shot clock, you got 15 seconds, find yourself a good look, and go from there.
Emily Van Hoof trying to get around Lackshane here, does so, is met by Osada Baywin, had to put up a tough shot here. Emily Van Hoof to Bishop. Bishop with it.
Oh, what a play by Maddie.
Puts one up. And that'll be a shot clock violation here on the Lambton Lions.
Yeah, Maddie used the high screen there, was able to get herself a good open look, but just unfortunate that floater hasn't been on for her today.
Janie Harrison now finds Griffin Lackshane. Back to Jamira Rousseau here with the final 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter of this semifinal. Nice feed to number 23, Molly Taylor. No good on the finish, though, for the Knights. Brianna Pretty and the Lions. Back to Maddie Bishop here, trying to wind this clock down and punch their ticket into the gold medal game here tomorrow, held at home. Rarefied air. Does an OCAA final have a home field advantage? And Emily Van Hooft with the finish for number 3 of the Lambton Lions.
Lions are 3 minutes away from having that chance tomorrow.
Defending OCAA silver medalists are the Lambton Lions, trying to convert that silver into gold here with a win in this semifinal matchup to get to the finals tomorrow. Lackshane with a deep 3, no good. Osada Baywin tried to come in for the rebound, instead goes out of bounds, looking for a call. No call there by the ref.
Not much there.
Substitutions coming in now for the Lions. Number 14, Brett Fisher.
We'll have a timeout.
Yes, and a timeout called here. Their first by the Knights.
And I think at this point, if you're the Niagara coach, you've maybe succumbed to the idea that, this one is out of reach. However, it's about, again, ensuring that your players are finishing strong and bringing some sort of momentum into their bronze medal game tomorrow.
Absolutely, yes. 2 games tomorrow, bronze medal game, and then the gold medal game, and that'll be tomorrow afternoon. Bronze medal game at 2:30 p.m. and the gold at approximately 5 p.m. We'll see these teams.
That's the beautiful part about this weekend, Kevin, is everyone here knows that there's something to play for regardless of result today. So, and they always say, the old adage is, you lose a silver, but you win a bronze. So, just depends on how you want to look at things, right?
Absolutely. Perspective is everything. And the Lions 65-46 lead here off the Knights timeout, and the Lions all ready to go here even before the Knights hit the floor. As always, Maddie Bishop now not even getting the Knights set here, ready to inbound immediately. Pretty to Maddie Bishop now for the Lions. Legacy over to Maddie, a long pass here, and they're going to call it travel.
Yeah, that was, again, this 1-2-2 trap that the Knights are utilizing here in the fourth quarter is really giving the Lions some trouble. And perhaps, given these other 2 teams, St. Clair and Algonquin, both in attendance, some ideas for a potential matchup tomorrow.
Absolutely. Scouting here in this semifinal game before their semifinal at approximately 7:30 tonight. Shot clock winding down. Janie Harrison couldn't get one to fall into the hands of number 11, Brianna Pretty, for the Lambton Lions here. Lions to Maddie Bishop. 2:38 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Lions with a big lead here against the Knights. Lions have had the Knights number basically in the regular season. And nice hands by Griffin Lackshane here, getting on the shot by Pretty. Osada Baywin from one end of the floor to the other, and she finishes off the glass.
That's a good, strong finish. She's had herself a game today.
head coach looking for a foul call here, was beside himself that there wasn't one called. Lions with the ball here. Brianna Pretty nearly gets in between the pass to Janie Harrison, and Van Hoofed in and out. Pretty trying to grab it, and no good. Into the hand, number 3, Griffin Lackshane here for the Knights. Final 2 minutes left to play here in the fourth. Janie Harrison taking her time here with number 23 with a long 2. No good on the attempt by Molly Taylor here.
Yeah, Brett Fisher was okay with Molly Taylor taking that shot.
Now Maddie Bishop and the Lions looking to secure their W here in the Den on home court. Bishop for 3. No good on the attempt. Picked up now by number 23, Molly Taylor of the Knights. Taylor and the Knights trying to finish strong here down the fourth quarter against the Lambton Lions.
Look to see if maybe Coach Day is able to get some players involved here in the last minute or so. This one out of reach.
Absolutely, and I believe at this point this one's academic with the score and the final time on the board here. Minute 15 to go. The Lambton Lions have punched their ticket to the gold medal game tomorrow afternoon at 5:30, and the Niagara Knights will contend for bronze tomorrow against either the Algonquin Wolves or the St. Clair Saints. We'll find out that one a little later on tonight as they hit the floor. And number 23, Molly Taylor, at the free throw line to shoot here for the Knights. Makes her first attempt.
What a semifinal matchup that one will be later on tonight.
Absolutely. Two of the best teams in all of OCAA. You have second in the West for the St. Clair Saints, first in the East for the Algonquin Wolves. Algonquin second in all of Canada. Nationally ranked are the Algonquin Wolves. Should be an interesting matchup later tonight.
Boy, get your popcorn ready for that one.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see the Den still packed there for that one. Find out who will face off against the Lambton Lions in the gold medal final game tomorrow afternoon here in the Den. Faith Menard with a deep 2, no good on the attempt. Legacy picks it up here.
That's just good, hard basketball by Legacy Blackbird, playing to the end. You know, it's a 15-point game. It's like, as you said, it's all but said and done at this point. But again, a great way, go in, follow the shot, try to get yourself an offensive rebound.
Absolutely. Now Janie Harrison and the Knights trying to close this one out for their bronze medal game tomorrow afternoon. And a foul called here on the Lions.
Yeah, again, though, Kevin, what you can take from this, I mean, the Lions had this extended out 23, 24 points at one point, and they've been able to cut it to 15 in the fourth quarter here. So, you know, again, some positives, some momentum they'll be able to take into tomorrow, and hopefully they'll be able to navigate that injury to Taryn Mitchell.
Absolutely, and what kind of, as Brett Fisher grabs the rebound, what kind of conversations now do you think Janine Day will have with her team heading into tomorrow's gold medal final?
I think the big thing will be, again, being able to handle the pressure. Now, Niagara was able to force them into some turnovers. The game was already, a little bit extended at that point. But you find yourself in a close ball game, you're either up by a few or down by a few, and you start turning the ball over like that, it could be a recipe for disaster. So that's something that we may be looking at, maybe doing some film study later on, Janine, with the girls.
And the Lambton Lions, defending OCAA silver medalists, had a unbelievable final game last year against the Humber Hawks. They were tied at the end of the second, third, and fourth. Dramatics on hand. They went into overtime. Humber walked away with gold, and the Lions walked away with the first silver medal in school history, now trying to go for the first gold medal in Lambton College history as the Den get on their feet, and you can hear the crowd cheering on the home team, the Lambton Lions, as they win this semifinal game against the Niagara Knights. And we'll wait for the buzzer here. And emotion pouring off the bench here for the Lions and from the crowd as well, as they punch their ticket to the gold medal game tomorrow afternoon, and what I'm assuming will be another packed crowd here in the Den.
What a feeling. What a rewarding opportunity for the coaching staff, the players, and again, for our Sarnia Lambton community and basketball here in this part of the province. It's going to be an excellent day, and I'm really looking forward to that matchup tomorrow, whomever they play.
Yeah, and we'll find out who they play a little bit later on. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the second semifinal matchup of tonight between the Algonquin Wolves and the St. Clair Saints. We'll be right back.